Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Big up you if you're with the family, big up you if you're with loved ones, friends, big up you if you're at work, living, breathing. 2025 is around the corner. 2024 has flown by, gone just like that with the wind. But 2025 is around the corner, and I just want to say thank you for everything. I'm less than 700 away from 100k. Mad. Me. Less than 700 away from 100k. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It does help a lot. It does mean a lot. And I can't lie, I want that plaque now. I saw the man them getting it throughout 2024. Big up Matisse, Saeed, Ransley. I know I'm forgetting a few as well, but 100k's all over the gaff. Hopefully I'm next on that list, and hopefully you make it happen, people. Hit up that subscribe button, hit up that like button. Let's get the likes up to 1,000 on this video as well. And it's a big one. I won't say sure to be a big one, because it's sure not to be a big one, but it is a big one, people. Not only the news of Saka being out for many, many weeks, but the reality that our attack lacks the options and depth required to change it up when the games do come by, where the opposition have nullified us, have made it difficult, have stopped us from creating chances. And there's a few names I'm going to go through. The list could be long. It doesn't need to be long. There's release clauses. There's problems behind the scenes. There's no need to worry about, will the club sell him? Does the player want to leave? There's no worrying about any of that. When I talk about the January window, a lot of people clap back with, we ain't going to do anything. I do know we ain't going to do anything, but I've got a platform. I've got to be one of the few that tells it as it is, as they say. And as it is we need at least 2 players in. At least. If this was the summer window, I'm probably saying 6, if I'm honest with you. 6? What's wrong with Turkey? She's lost his mind. No, 6. Back up to Saka, back up to Odegaard, a left winger, a striker, an 8, and then whatever. Because by then we're going to need a whatever somewhere along the line. Because Tomiyasu, what's going on with him? Zini, Tierney's contract's done. Neto's contract's done. So we'll probably get a keeper in. We'll probably buy our 7th keeper in summer. But it's not about the summer. This is about January. And let me get into it because I've talked long enough already. Viktor Gyökeres. Viktor Gyökeres, number 1. And I don't think we need a number 2. I think Viktor Gyökeres is easily attainable. He was attainable in the summer. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know the utmost about him. I heard his name ringing bells. I saw the odd performance. I know he scores goals, but I just thought he hasn't been doing it long enough for me to truly believe this is the one. I wanted Isak. But if it wasn't Isak, I said, listen, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just a fan. What do I know? But no one moved for him. And he made it vocal. He wasn't impressed. And that leads me to believe that if someone was to move for him in January, if someone was to, break that release clause in January, if that someone was to be Arsenal, we've got a strong chance of grabbing the player. A very strong chance. I think the certainty is 99.9%. So why not do it? What's the release clause? 100 million euros, 83 million pounds. Calm. We made profit in the summer, right? We bid 90 million for Caicedo not too long ago in a January window. We bid 75 million for Vlahovic apparently not too long ago in a January window. So as much as I agree, January windows are not ideal. We've made big bids in January's of past. We've actually signed big players in January's of past. Aubameyang being the latest one. Arshavin was one. Reyes was another one. I mean, I've been supporting Arsenal 30 years and there's 3 names there that stick out. Well, Trossard, obviously, for what he was and turned out to be. Backup 12th man. He's a very good option, very good 12th man. Asking for more, that's where it becomes sticky. But focus on the cause, not the effect. That's going to be my new one. Focus on the cause, not the effect, because the effect of Trossard being given starts has been dismay, to say the least. But what's the cause? The cause is lack of progression in the window, lack of development, lack of depth, lack of options. That ain't Trossard's fault. But yeah, sorry, Gyökeres. I think 83 million is a hefty figure, but I think he is the hottest property in Europe at the moment in terms of the 9 position. Knowing what I know about what he said, the disappointment in not making that move in the summer, especially saying that a year on from signing there, it's bold of him. That's not to say Sporting don't know what it is. They know what it is. But it's still bold to be like, well, I thought I was going to, get that move, but it wasn't to be. I'm here at Sporting, calm. And it's definitely been calm because he's not only continued bagging, but he's been bagging more. Hella goals in the league. Hella goals in the Champions League. Hella goals for Sweden. He's doing his thing. Problem is there's going to be a lot more interest than the summer just gone, that's for sure. There's a few more teams that might be a bit more proactive in that department than us. But there's no excuses. I don't want to hear we can't spend 83 mil. We can. I don't want to hear PSR, FFP, GTFOH. If anyone wants to give me letters, that's the letters I'm gonna give them. GTFOH. Because I don't want to hear anything about we ain't got the money, it ain't the right time, there ain't the right profile. We need goals, and Viktor Gyökeres brings goals. Now, I know we're the second top scorers in the league at the moment. And I know we scored hella goals last year, but I mean goals in games where it's tight, where we're nullified, where we need something special. It cost us last season. It's costing us this season. There's only so many excuses that can be given. The time is now. The time is always now. But the time is now considering the level of talent available. Because it's not just Gyökeres available. Imagine this, people. Imagine waking up and thinking, rah, my personal information is all over the gaff. All over the gaff. My name, my email, my address. It's been happening for a long time. It's happening now. Our data is being sold constantly. Data breaches are occurring constantly. And there's nothing we can really do about it, people. Spam calls, spam emails, spam text, sometimes spam posts. And you might block it on the phone. It still comes through. You might answer and tell them to take your name and number off of the list. No problem, sir. They don't. It's just a cycle, people. And the problem, data brokers. They literally sell our data. Name, emails, addresses, health records, employment history. It could be anything. And we don't make no change off that. Make it make sense. You're selling my information and I ain't making anything. Nah. But what can we do? Do we have the time to do it? Energy to do it? And that's the beauty of it for them, the data brokers. But when INCOGNI shouted me, who? INCOGNI? Yep, INCOGNI, people. This video today is brought to you by INCOGNI. They said, listen, we can do that for you. We'll contact the data brokers, we'll contact the companies, we'll contact the necessary peoples to remove the information from their systems, remove the information from their databases, remove the information from their grasp. I've signed up. It made sense. I said, yeah? Nah, I need to see this. Signed up, seen a few companies, a few names on the list. And I thought, right, and they're dealing with it. Dealt with a few already, dealing with a few. It ain't easy. They don't make it easy. But INCOGNI are here to take it out of our hands and give us the peace of mind knowing that they will deal with any data that's in the wrong hands. And if you get the annual plan, they'll continue dealing with it month after month. They will deal with the knockbacks. They will deal with the nitty gritty. All you got to do is sign up. And there's an exclusive offer. Use the code Turkish, you get 60% off, people. 60% off. Nice offer. Use the link in the description. Make sure the discount is applied. But I believe it's something that we could all use, especially if we're people that are on the internet a lot. Make sure you protect yourself, people. Show them some love. And let's get into the big part of the video. Viktor Osimhen. That's two Victors. Different spelling, but two Victors. Bring in a Viktor. Bring in a Viktor. I said Gyökeres is the hottest property in Europe in terms of the 9 position. Less than 2 years ago, that was Osimhen. Being touted for 100 mil not too long ago. In the summer, also didn't get a move. And he moved to Galatasaray on loan for the season. His release clause amended a little bit. I think his release clause is 80 million euros, so 67 million pounds. But yeah, he was the hottest property. Things haven't gone as well for him since, but I still think it's a very viable option. Has he lit up the Turkish league? No. Is that worrying? No. I'm not sure his head's in the right place. Imagine going from the greatness of winning Napoli's first league title since Maradona to struggling, a breakdown in relationship, and then a loan to Galatasaray. It's not the best circumstances. He scored 9 goals, I think it is, in the league. He scored a few elsewhere, cup competitions in Europe. Obviously United as well, we saw that. But he hasn't lit it up. That's not to say he doesn't deserve a chance. And I think even for 67 mil, there is worst case scenario, some resale value there because, listen, Italy's that place now where if things don't work out for a player, they'll take them back with open arms. And I think Osimhen at 67 mil comes in. He definitely improves the options we have in attack. But there's also value there for Italian clubs who know that he is a striker that can win you a league. For goodness sake, Lukaku was a striker just getting moved about like nobody's business because he showed that, you know, you put me up top in this league and I can win it for you or I can help you win it. So I think good value for money. Worst case scenario, you take a little loss, but another striker, another proper striker. None of this space invading, dual winning bullshit. A proper striker. Someone that just wants to put the ball in the back of the net. Lovely jubbly. Because that's what we need. So that's the two striker options. We don't need no more options. How many options do we need? There's two there. They both upgrade the attack and they've both got a release clause. Signed, sealed, delivered. Sort one out. Sort one out, lads. Sort one out. Oh, but we want Isak in the summer. Is it? Okay, that's fine. Sort them out and bring in Isak in the summer. What's this? What is this? I want Isak in the summer. Doesn't mean I don't want Gyökeres in January or whoever in January. We still got to win something this season. It's not every day next season. I don't even like Evra. But I think part of me not liking him is because some of the shit he's come out with in his life has been true. Men versus boys, I don't like that. You know how many United supporting friends I had? But he was true. He was right. Next season FC, at this rate, well, I say at this rate, he's already right. But I thought we would have been a bit wiser. More for me. Anyway, in terms of other targets, we're looking at left wing, right? Saka, many beaks. I guess we're looking at both wings. And I think Lookman has a release clause, predominantly left wing. He has a release clause, I think 40-something million pounds. A player that, you know, when rebuilt, because there was something about him early on in the Premier League, but he needed to move and rebuild his name and his reputation, and he did. This an African Player of the Year last year, deservedly so as well. Great performance in the Europa League final, a great performance not too long ago against, was it Real Madrid? And just generally, I'm hearing good things about him. Maybe someone with a point to prove. Someone that, again, definitely adds to our attack. Someone with a release clause. That's 3 players I've named now with release clauses. 3. So surely not. If I'm honest with you, I'm probably talking for nothing. Because as much as there's players available and there's players out there, what was the words? Internal solutions. Internal solutions. Well, we will salute internally then. Nico Williams, why am I saying his name? It's just another one with a release clause. So I'm telling you, if I was sporting director of Arsenal, yeah, January the 1st, I'm breaking Gyökeres' release clause, Osimhen's release clause, Lookman's release clause, Nico Williams' release clause. I'm breaking all of them. All 4. I'm just doing it. January the 1st, 1 minute past midnight. I'm sending it. I'm faxing it. I'm paging it. I'm texting it. I'm emailing it. I'm spamming it. They're going to need INCOGNI. They are going to need INCOGNI when I'm done with them. We work it out from there, because I'm not looking to, you know, wait till January the 28th before we hear something. I ain't waiting for that. It's not one of those Januaries. It's not a, how can we, you know, touch it up a little bit this Jan? 21-22, we was, you know, top of the league. It was looking great. It was looking rosy. Last season, struggled a bit. Went for a couple of players, apparently, supposedly so. Didn't get them. Got alternatives. It is what it is. I say last season, the season before last, sorry. I'm even losing track of January's. Last January, what did we do? Yeah, we done nothing. Regardless, there's release clauses there. There's quality players available. Arsenal. Park Nico Williams off anyway. I'm not even sold on him. Park him off. Not saying I'm sold on Lookman, but Lookman's a good price. He knows, you know, the league, maybe something to prove, but he's an addition that for that price, you can still upgrade on that position later on. And then you have the situation at Real Madrid where I know Ancelotti has come out to put to bed any rumours about Arda Güler potentially going out on loan to seek more minutes. But, you know, there's going to be a certain point for Arda Güler or the camp that decides he's talking shit. Because he said in the summer, I'm going to play him more, and he hasn't played him more. Arda Güler is a quality player. He's someone that can fill in on the right-hand side, someone that can fill in the 10 position, more natural 10 than an Odegaard. In terms of that, I mean more incisive in the attacking third, more direct. And he can also play on the right-hand side, something to test the waters with, regardless of what Ancelotti said. He gives a shit. If Arda Güler is not available, then maybe Brahim Diaz is available on loan, maybe. Another one that upgrades us. Another one that I wouldn't look at as a Denis Suarez. I look at Brahim Diaz as someone that we could definitely utilize and someone that will inject a bit of excitement into the attack. Arda Güler first option, but if Ancelotti is adamant that he's going to use him more and all of this nonsense that he's been saying, he's not a man that uses young players. Like, look at Hendrick, look at Arda Güler. But at the same time, people will argue, well, look at who they got at their disposal. Fair enough, loan the kid out then. Can't have your cake and eat it too. I never got that saying. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So what's the point in cake? 3 attackers is enough. Because they all have release clauses. This ain't a Who's your plan A, plan B, plan C thing? They all have release clauses. All three, plan A. Execute plan A. I've thrown Nico Williams in there just in case that stuff in the summer was true and we did have interest. Who knows what this club's on? But interestingly enough, Bayern Munich have Kimmich, Sane, and Alphonso Davies coming to the end of their contracts in 2025. We, Arsenal, amongst every other club in Europe outside of the Bundesliga, can talk to them and sign pre-agreements. Why am I bringing them up now, considering we still got business and work to do this season? And that is first and foremost. I just want to ask the community, would you take any of those? If I had to take one, I'd probably take Kimmich, if I'm honest with you. I just feel like Jorginho, see you later in the summer. Kimmich, I mean, he does the fullback thing as well, but, ideally, he plays midfield. Listen, Sane's the exciting one, but I question how much desire. He's won the league here with Man City already. Maybe a move to La Liga or Italy is for him. Olmo, I know Olmo's contract situation at Barcelona is looking all over the gaff. He might be available in January. I'm not too sure about that. That'll be interesting to monitor. I'm sure it'll get sorted. But long term, I know Barca might need to move on from him. But it's a mess over there in La Liga at the moment, especially with Barcelona. So I know people are mentioning Kudus a lot to me. I love Gyökeres. I don't know why we didn't get him the year he said. Oh, the year he signed for West Ham, we signed Havertz. Silly me. Waka waka. AA. Samina mina and all of that. I saw Jonathan David as well is coming to the end of his contract in 2025 as well. Funny, not that I'm interested, but funny that one. We was supposedly interested years ago. He was a player that fans looked at, young striker scoring goals, and he still has scored goals. I think he was just shy of 20 last season. There's some interesting options. In 2025 summer, but there's more interesting options in January 2025. Arsenal, please. Let's do this. If we don't, no excuses. Diallo's actually available in the summer as well. Can you imagine that? If I speak. But yeah, he'll probably sign a contract. Amar Ramirez started over there and all that. And, when it's early days, it's all vibes. Gyokeres, Osimhen, Lookman, all have release clauses, all attainable, all would leave their current situations to join up with this one. Aside from maybe Lookman, who he's having a time of his life. Atalanta first. Could potentially pull off another madness on top of the Europa League win for them last season. Love for the love, people. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already and show INCOGNI some love. Get your data wiped off the internet. Get your data out of these scumbags' hands.